Welcome to the True Crime Never Sleeps podcast. I'm your host, Larry Lease. On today's episode, we wrap up this season, the True Crime Never Sleeps podcast, with our look at the spy Boris Yuzhin. But first, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Audible. Audible is a subscription service that allows you to buy audiobooks that you can listen to on your phone. Audible allows you to choose from a gigantic array of audiobooks narrated by amazing narrators that you can listen to from anywhere. Right now, I'm listening to The Dead Zone by Stephen King, narrated by Oscar-winning actor James Franco. It's a chilling story of a high school teacher who falls into a coma and wakes up with psychic abilities. In all seriousness, audiobooks are great for when you're alone and maybe want to stop with the YouTube. So I leave you with this question. Do you want a free audiobook of your choice for absolutely free? Then go to audibletrial.com/Larry21. And now let's dive into Boris Yuzhin. Apologies for if I'm saying his name wrong. Boris Yuzhin is a former Soviet spy. He was a mole in the KGB spying for the Federal Bureau of Investigation during the 70s and 80s before being caught and imprisoned. Arriving in San Francisco in 1975, he, as an expert in semiconductors, posed as a visiting scientist at UC Berkeley, where he attempted to find any useful information or possible contacts. During his second assignment to the U.S., he was assigned by the KGB to monitor student activities under the cover of a TASS correspondent. In 1978, he began working for the FBI. He revealed the existence of the KGB's Group North, which is an elite unit of senior Soviet intelligence officers who specialized in recruiting American and Canadian targets worldwide. Yuzhin would take pictures of sensitive documents using a tiny CIA camera disguised as a cigarette lighter. His information led to the arrest of Arne Treholt, a Norwegian diplomat who was spying for the Soviets. Yuzhin worked at the Soviet Consulate General in San Francisco, California, where he revealed that Harry Bridges was a KGB agent and that Bridges told the KGB in 1980 that Ronald Reagan would be more predictable and that the KGB should support Reagan during the 1980 election rather than Carter, who the KGB did not like. The KGB discovered that Yuzhin was a mole in 1985. First, when CIA officer Aldrich Ames identified him and several other KGB officers that were based in the Soviet embassy in Washington, and later when FBI mole Robert Hansen confirmed that the three were working for U.S. intelligence a few months later, in his first letter to his Soviet handlers on October 1st, 1985. Martinov and Motorin, who were more junior KGB officers, were recalled to Moscow and executed. Yuzhin had returned to Moscow for reassignment in 1982 and was arrested in 1986 by an Alpha group led by KGB Colonel Vladimir Zayatsev, who had previously been in the 7th Directorate of the KGB covert surveillance. Yuzhin spent 6 years of a 15-year sentence in Perm 35, a Siberian prison. According to one of his former FBI handlers, Yuzhin escaped execution because he was, quote, never in residency in the KGB offices, and was able to, quote, convince his interrogators he knew nothing about operations and cases. He was released on February 7th, 1992, after the dissolution of the Soviet Union, when President Boris Yeltsin issued a general amnesty for political prisoners. Yuzhin immigrated to the U.S., where the FBI helped him resettle in the San Francisco Bay Area. Ames was captured on February 21st, 1994, Yudzin's birthday. The day before Hansen's arrest on February 18th, 2001, Yuzhin received a cryptic call from an FBI contact telling him to watch the news tomorrow. Described as mild-mannered, Yuzhin currently lives in Santa Rosa in Northern California and is supported by a modest government stipend. He lives with his wife Nadia and grown daughter Olga, an occupational therapist. Friends of Yudzin's, including some longtime FBI agents who worked with him, said he lived in an attractive house he bought about 5 years ago in Santa Rosa, California, from the money from the CIA. According to reports, his mother, sister, and a married son, with children of his own, live in Russia. Yuzhin has not been back to Russia since his release from prison in 1992, but his son and grandchildren come for visits. He does historical research and augments his income with occasional lectures, including one lecture in October 2000 to the Southern California Fraud Investigation Association in Palm Springs, California, where Yuzhin spoke on the Russian mind. Yuzhin has also worked with Susan Messonnier in the ARC project on researching the cases of other former Soviet political prisoners, including Raoul Wallenberg and NSA cryptanalyst Victor Norris Hamilton, who defected to the Soviet Union in 1963 and was discovered in a Russian psychiatric hospital in 1992. Before we wrap up, leave your thoughts on this case in the comment section below. Give us a thumbs up if you like our content, and hit that subscribe button and bell notification button to be notified of future videos. And as always, give us your take on topics we should cover in our next season. And 2 weeks from today, we dive into the world of gangsters and mobsters. So stay tuned for that. And as always, you can support the show by buying us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/TCNS. Your support helps the channel grow, upgrade our equipment, bring in new hosts, and take this show on the road. So as always, thank you so much for watching and listening. We will see you next time.